are you?
I'm good. Happy belated Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day now. It's over. So we could just, celebrate each other. It's Valentine's Day.
It's side chick day, so I'm going on a date after this.
Damn, Shorty, I thought we was done being side chicks.
I'm just playing. Let's leave that in the past.
I cannot.
So I've never gone on like a side chick weekend or after a holiday. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Okay, you never did it before?
Mm-mm. No.
I can't say that I have either. Yeah, no, I can't say that I have.
Cool.
But also being single, I kind of felt it. I didn't get taken out to nobody dinner or nothing yesterday. I came home from work and was cooking dinner for my kids, and it was giving, girl, you need a man next year. This is not popping.
Right. It was definitely giving like, yeah, Vagina Factory is shut down.
I can't give him no pussy if I cannot be getting taken out to dinner on Valentine's Day. That is definitely what it was. OMG. I just, it was definitely, yeah.
Yeah. It was just a regular day for the kid yesterday,
I mean, I did get gifts, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't get taken out to dinner. I didn't get fed. I feel like Valentine's Day is not complete unless you get fed. You know what I mean? Like,
Valentine's Day is like the day that the suckers, like, that's the only day they get some pussy. Like, that's the only day that they wives give them head is on holidays, birthdays, and Valentine's Day.
OMG. Well, that's our single lady tells of, our Valentine's Day. Shanice, you're the couple. How was your Valentine's Day?
It was uneventful, but it was a day.
Okay.
Not uneventful. You definitely was at dinner. I seen the post.
Oh, I went out. We ended up going out really late. He worked late. We had a rough day. So we really wasn't gonna go and do anything. And we ended up just like going out to the bar.
Okay. I think it's trash when Valentine's Day is during the week because you still gotta go to work and you still got stuff to do. So it's kind of hard to really celebrate.
Yeah, I'm glad that y'all decided to do something, but it do usually be like too overly crowded and packed on Valentine's Day.
I will say not the highlight. Let me stop making other people's lives the highlight. But the highlight of the night was seeing how many couples who were out there and the women was just there for the gifts, the meal, and the free drinks. Like, we kept making bets, like
what? Like the way that you could tell the way that she was, her body language?
The body language. This one girl was there with the guy, and kid you not, like after like 20 minutes, I was like, oh, she about to figure out how she can dip. She done ordered like 6 drinks in a row. He like, nah, they at least gonna have a meal. 20 minutes later, like 4 of her friends showed up. They sat down at the table. He just looked at me like, how did you know? I was like, yeah, she was just there for the drinks and so yeah, that was
wow.
How many people were just out to run that bill up.
Like, is Valentine's Day for couples or is it for somebody you dating too? And if it's for dating, like how long y'all gotta be dating?
If I started talking to you last week, you better have something.
It's definitely more so for like couples. I guess with dating, I guess that's kind of weird. But yeah, if we together, like, yeah, you better go all out, period.
See, because I feel like if you dating me and you like dating me, we've been on multiple dates and it's been over a span of time. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get me something. Yeah. Or you just got yourself some pussy potentially because, yeah, like, why you didn't get me something?
Yeah, closed down. Factory is closed.
Yeah, it's definitely wrapped up. Don't worry.
And that's why I feel like you have to set the tone, even if we did just start talking. Like, if you want some of these yams and it's Valentine's Day and you don't do nothing, like you don't hit me with a cash app, like get yourself some lunch or something, right? You don't X yourself out. Like, you out of here, buddy. Bucko.
And like, is the fella supposed to get something for Valentine's Day?
Oh, Shanice.
I'm going to the 5th because I didn't get him anything this year.
The fellas, they tired of it. They said they tired of getting asked for Valentine's Day. They could get that any day.
I do think men are supposed to get a gift, but I think it's supposed to be like not as grand per se as what the woman gets. Like I feel like a man could get cologne. That's a good Valentine's Day gift. Or you could like, treat him to a massage or something like that. Like something light. A nice card and something light, because I do feel like men need to be appreciated, especially if he's a good man. But yeah, you're supposed to really be going all out for me. Like dinner's on you, drinks are on you, flowers are on you, all of that shit. Like that's all what I need. All of those things.
I'll be better next year.
And I've really been sitting here trying to think, like, damn, I'm feeling messed up because I don't think that I ever got a guy something for Valentine's Day.
And you know what? We're gonna talk about that backstage because that is
let's talk backstage because I don't think I did.
What is y'all just jacking? He required. Mary, I don't know what that means. So yeah, I'm gonna need you to explain that a little bit.
Yes, Mary, what are you talking about? Is he required? But yeah, how's you guys' week going so far, ladies?
My week is going good. I can't complain. We just fucking okay, Mary. My week is really going good. I will say that I'm disappointed in the Super Bowl because my team lost.
But your boy won.
Who is my boy?
Bae, Kelsey.
Oh, my other bae. Yes, my white chocolate bae definitely won. But I didn't want him to win because I feel like the Chiefs are turning into the new New England. Like, y'all keep going back to the Super Bowl. Y'all keep winning. I don't want to see that every year. Like, no, I felt away. And
you really know I was about to say baseball. Lord, football.
I do know football facts. Yes, I do pay attention to the game. And so I was tight. They definitely got us. It was a bum call. That's the reason we lost. But I digress.
It was a good game. We were so close like the whole time.
That's not, if you're really a football fan, that ain't really a good game. That's not what we want to see.
You want a blowout? Why? That's boring.
Not a blowout, but like, I don't want you to be that close. I don't want it to be, we a field goal away from winning or something like that, because football is not like basketball. It takes much longer to get that point. So no, I don't ever want it to be that close. But it was a good Super Bowl, and I was shout out to my boy DJ Wavy. He had a Super Bowl party. So I cared about the loss, but we had like 22 Jello shots and mad drinks. So it was a good night.
That's 22 Jello shots. Like you took 22
Jello shots? OD, and I think we really took like 6. Because as soon as I walked in the door, I'm like, shot o'clock. Everybody get a Jello shot. And then somebody came in the door like, okay, they here now. Shot o'clock. Everybody get a shot. And then you know how that goes. Y'all know. Shot train.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it was good. I can't complain. That's why I'm drinking apple juice this week. I had to chill. I had too many shots.
A little detox this week.
So we might as well get into the hot topics and just get on right on into Rihanna since we're talking about the Super Bowl. What did you guys think about Riri's performance?
It was mid. It was giving Reggie.
I didn't even watch it.
It was 13 minutes of underwhelmingness.
It was definitely 13 minutes. I said, damn, we couldn't get the 15 piece.
Damn, we couldn't get 20. You got too many songs. She gave us, I seen the funniest meme where it was like ABCDEFG. That's how Rihanna went through her songs. Like she just went to it was no.
Chanel Slater. Do you feel any different? Do you feel any different now that you know that she was pregnant? You still feel like it was mid?
I still feel like it was mid. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, I don't know.
She was in the air, guys.
It was cute. Yeah, I mean, she's pregnant. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. I did want more. We haven't gotten no music from Rihanna. Like, damn, sis. But, she's pregnant. So what can you do? She got hits after hits, though. So
and she gave us 6. You got hits after hits, and you gave us 6. A 6-hit melody. I am not impressed. But what somebody reminded me is that Rihanna has never been known for her stage presence. It's never been Rihanna is on some, she about to give you the show of your life. So when they put it into perspective like that, I'm like, it was still giving mid, but I accepted more. Because I'm not gonna let her get past mid. It was definitely mid.
So how
in the
long
comments, B said that she
halftime
loved
show?
it, and Biz is saying in the comments that you can never please people.
But how long? What's the average time most people give the halftime show? I
feel like
Beyonce
gave us a 30-minute halftime show. She gave us Beyonce hits, then she gave us motherfucking Destiny's Child reunion hits. Even last year, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, last year was crazy. I don't know how long it was, but it was like a whole concert.
It was at least 30 minutes. I'm sorry, you can't give me 13 minutes of the White Coat Brigade running across the field.
Not the White Coat Brigade.
Damn, it was mid. That's it. I'm standing on it. I'm a die on this hill. I love Rihanna. I'm here for her Fenty placement. She did what she needed to do, but as a halftime show performance, it was mid. That's it. I'm not saying it was horrible, but it was mid. I was underwhelmed.
Okay. Well, it had to be something because not even the hype, like from the TikTok to social media to none of that had me like, oh, let me run to YouTube and catch some clips. The only thing that like I've been seeing is the white coat who went off script and was doing the TikTok dance. That's the only thing that I keep hearing about.
The White Coat Brigade. It was definitely all about that.
Yeah, it was all right.
I think we're ruffling some people's feathers, not Collins in the comments talking about let us perform while pregnant. I performed my whole pregnancy. I went to work. I still had sex. I did a lot while I was pregnant. So what do you mean? Anyways, what's the next hot topic?
Next hot topic. I want to talk about Busta Rhymes.
Busta Bus. Okay, so apparently, I guess Busta was in a club and a woman touched his ass and he turned around and threw a drink in her face.
Yeah, don't touch me, bitch.
Okay, so that's your response. I respect that. How many times have you been in the club and a man touched your ass as you walking by or through?
It's been a while, but it has definitely happened before, of course.
Have you ever thrown a drink at a man for touching your ass as you walk through the club?
No.
Do you feel comfortable even throwing a drink at a man for touching your ass in the club?
Not really. I would have to be really inebriated to do that.
Exactly, because you can't feel safe doing stuff like that. So not to excuse the woman's behavior, but I feel like he could have just said something to her. Like, yo, what you doing? Because that's the most that I feel like I can do as a woman if I walk through a crowd and somebody touch my ass. I don't feel comfortable being able to throw a drink in their face or pop off or do any of that unless I got a man with me. Now, if it's another man with me and I know he about to rumble with him, yeah, it's up. But other than that, I don't feel comfortable. So she was definitely wrong and out of pocket. But I just also feel like he kind of did the most by throwing a drink in her face. You could have said something to her like, yo, what up? What you doing? What's up? Something. Has security get her, back her up, talk to her. But throwing a drink in the face, I just feel like,
yeah.
You don't think that was a little just like his reaction, like a knee-jerk reaction, kind of like
it was real quick. It was like boom.
It was like he turned.
It was real fast,
and then he did it. It was kind of like, what the fuck, like. So I don't know. More drinks need to be poured in bitches' faces.
You here for it? I mean, listen, she was definitely out of pocket, but
talking about she was just trying to get his attention for a picture. No, you wasn't, because Let It Be Nas walked by me real quick.
What you gonna do if my babe walked by you? Like, what you mean?
Am I touching Nas' ass?
Y'all gotta chill, because that's definitely me.
That's my day. Like, what are y'all talking about?
Y'all got Method Man. Y'all don't need Nas too.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you Nas because I just recently found out he only 5'8", so you can have him. You got it. I'll keep me.
And you only doing that because you know it's a height requirement to ride this ride.
You definitely loving short niggas, so.
Yeah, you can have them. Don't trip. It's cool. It's cool.
No, let's talk about a tall nigga real quick. scrolled across the podcast the other day of Dave East. Like, that's one fine ass.
I don't know if I really paid him any attention. Dave East?
Dave East is fine as fuck.
He is definitely fine. He is definitely the light-skinned one that gets the pass.
He looks really tall too. Is he tall?
I don't know.
Basketball. I think he is.
Girl, he ain't really played though. He said he wasn't nice.
He played in college. He did some college or something.
Don't do my man. Give him his props.
He's 6'5".
Okay, so you're right.
Okay, he's 6'5". Okay, yes, Dave East.
Cool. Oh, he's 6'5". Ooh.
Oh, see, chill.
Okay, because why do your little ass want the tall dudes? Like, you gotta relax.
Oh, okay, I see him. Y'all can have Nas. I
already gave you Nas. So how you gonna give him that?
Me and Shanice, we're gonna have a poly relationship.
It's cool.
I'm not even in the light skin, but Dave is all right.
Okay. Y'all can keep Dave. I'll keep Method.
It's
We're
Dave
all happy.
for me.
Yeah. That was a good one, Treese. Good job. Now let me see. I've
been into the light skins ever since I moved to Charlotte. I don't know what happened. Like, when I was in New York, I wouldn't even let a light skinned nigga look my way. I don't know what happened. Like, I moved here and got bagged up by the light skins.
We here for it.
I guess that was my assignment.
That's your destiny, okay? It is what it is.
Did you guys get a chance to watch the Sherri Shepherd clip?
I did.
About Monique.
Yes. So I guess Monique felt like, don't give a compliment with underhanded shade. Like,
backhanded compliment. It was.
It definitely was.
It was. And it's just like, so let's explain first for people who are, I hope you ain't don't know what we're talking about. They wanted to give Monique her props for the reading and, you know, saying that she did a great job. And even though she's a comedian, she's a really good actor.
Can we just say that movie was really good? Check it out.
I haven't seen it. Can I use your BET Plus?
Oh, girl, I got the fake movie app thing on my Fire Stick. You gotta get one of those.
And I signed. Oh wow! I signed up for a free trial and I didn't cancel it, y'all. Damn, I'm about to get charged.
Well, before you cancel that shit, share your password. Okay?
I got you. Let me know after you watch it so I can cancel it.
Sharing is caring. Netflix, we're not talking about you though. Everybody but you.
But yeah, so she goes on to say, like, you know, but Monique, you got blackballed because you're always getting into trouble because of, did she say because of her personality?
She pretty
basically, yeah.
They should have just not said anything, in my opinion, if you was gonna say all of that.
Like, you could have stopped that. You did a great job.
Exactly.
Your personal opinions on how she handled the situation with the comedian,
D.L.
Hughley, and even Steve Harvey. Like, y'all could have left all of that personal opinion to the side, because again, she is a black woman doing her thing, just like you are black women. You could have said what you needed to say and leave it at that. Part of the problem, I think, is all of this clickbait. People want to have some type of controversy going on and want to be trending the next day. And I'm just sick of it.
So I agree, but then I also feel like, were they on Sherri Shepherd's show, or was this just like a phone call? Like, I don't know the setting of the
conversation. I feel like they was just on IG, like talking, doing a video.
Okay, because that's why I'm like, if it was just y'all kicking it and it was recorded, that's a problem. But on your show, I feel like even then I can't really see, especially if this is somebody you call like a friend, like y'all peers in the industry. So I just feel like it was real messy. And like Monique said, you want to question my character or something that I do or got going on, hit me and my husband up. It's the hit me and my husband for me. Like, girl, everybody got to go through you and daddy. Okay, we know you love that man.
Is he her manager now or something?
He been her manager, yeah.
Monique said that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I read her whole post. She was like, yeah, y'all got something to say. You got a question to ask. Come see me and my husband. Come see me and daddy. And I was like, oh, I really want to fall in love that much that I feel
right, because she been on that too the whole time.
Yeah. I've never. Oh, Shanice, we gotta start seeing you and Ike because I heard the cough.
That's me coughing. But yes, please go through me and Ike if you have any questions or any problems with me. You can find him ikebeatsass@gmail.com.
Period. I love that for you.
I'm
like, oh no, you gotta call it. That's just like that shared Instagram and shared Facebook.
Oh my God, Latrice hates it.
You all do.
Not you put a comment in a signature so people can know who commented.
That's Mia. That's like us commenting from the Glow Gang page or saying, oh no, that's Mia. Mia said that. No, that was true. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, ma'am. No, sir. No, thank you. No, none of that. I'll pass.
But you do have to respect the sanctity of marriage.
And I do, and I love that for her. I'm just saying, I hope that to one day achieve that level of love for somebody because
yeah. Look at the silence, and then there was a hush over the crowd.
We all just like, yep, not it. Shit, get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, I just think since my divorce and like the businesses that we had and how all of that separated and then how all of the like debt and all of that ended during my divorce, I don't know about becoming business partners with my next husband if I even get married again. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of a little.
Do the credit check. Make sure everything is good first, basically this time, instead of just going into it blind like before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we older
Love
now.
is not enough. Girl. Love is not enough.
Girl, yes. I said every time, love is not the end all be all for marriage because that is not going to sustain you through, honey.
Amen. Amen.
But see, we coming from failed marriages, so I guess we're really not the ones to talk
yes,
about.
Yes. And this is the love episode.
Yes, this is the Black Love episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching. It's Valentine's week. It's Love Week.
It's Side Chick Day today. Congratulations. You got
that Side Chick Day. I see what y'all did there. Y'all had these couples on Side Chick Day to confirm ain't no side chicks going on over there. I see what y'all did. That was real smart.
Well, let's bring our first couple onto the stage, the elders.
Okay.
Welcome to the Glow Gang, guys.
Welcome.
Can y'all see us?
Hey, y'all. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can see y'all.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Hey, elders. How are you today?
Hey.
We good.
Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Happy Valentine's Day, ladies.
Happy Love Day.
Yes. How was y'all day? How did y'all celebrate?
We honestly didn't do much. We watched old rock. We usually go all out every year. But this year we just got some big business plans, so we set it out. We just watched Rocky movies.
Creed. We caught up on the Rockets and Creeds.
Okay.
And you know.
That's it. Chill. We went and got us some. See, you know, we in the South now. Y'all in the South too. Most of y'all in the South now. We went and got us some crawfish.
Yes.
Some shrimp, and we just vibed out. That's really what we did this year.
Okay. We love that.
You
sound like a true Southerner over there too.
Say it again.
I said you sounded like a true Southerner over there, Nisha. Like,
baby, listen.
Yeah, she's from the South.
Are you from Rochester or are you from where you at now? Because
I'm from Texas now, y'all.
Yes, H-Town. Can I tell y'all a quick story how I always wanted to have like a Houston Bay? So
God.
It was All-Star Weekend in New York a few years ago, and
can you hear?
Like all the guys in Houston shut it down. Like, you know how everybody's like, oh, New York niggas is the best. You know how he is. Even when I'm here, I'm like, New York. But Houston came to New York and shut it all the way down.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Yeah. That's how we do. That's how we do.
Everybody trying to come to Texas. I keep trying to tell them y'all get down there though. Y'all better not be coming just for the men. Y'all better have something going for y'all.
See, the thing is, everybody want to move to Texas. When they get down here, they realize the cost of living is not cheap no more. You know, like when I moved down here almost 8 years ago, people was like, girl, you moving with them cows and them horses. But I knew the plan. You know what I mean? I knew the economy was going to change. But now people have this mindset. I see a lot of people move down to the South, to Houston, to Dallas, to, you know, and they just get caught up in the party life and they don't make it. Right? Like they think it's like Atlanta. You ever notice a whole bunch of people move to Atlanta and they end up coming back to where they from?
Yes.
Because they realize, nigga, the rent ain't what you think it is. The cars, the money.
I just want to change the perspective on Houston. There's not cows and horses. This is the big city, baby. It's right. It's downtown. We got the party life down here. Now, there is sections where you can find some horses and cows, but that ain't Houston. That's just the old people from the East Coast, West Coast. That's what they think till they get here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to Houston a couple of times, and it's definitely a good time. And so many Black people that's doing good there. That's like the main thing that I really liked about Houston.
Yeah, that's like one of the major things. Like, it's so many successful Black people in the South. You know what I mean? Like, it's mind-boggling. Like, it just makes your drive go harder. Like, you know, like, let's get it. Like,
right.
It's playtime over. It's the big leagues. So,
yeah. Okay.
So the first question we want to ask you guys is,
girl, we didn't do this or that. You bugging.
Oh yes, that's right. Do we want to wait for Shanice?
No. So we're gonna do this or that. This is Love Valentine's Day edition. Are you doing roses or edible arrangements?
Who's supposed to answer?
You guys as a couple. Are you getting her roses or edible arrangements? Like which one?
I would say roses.
Edible arrangements.
Oh man.
Shit.
Oh wait. Am I supposed to know what he would get?
No. You're not supposed to.
What would you want?
What I want?
You would rather edible arrangement?
Oh no, roses.
Don't say it because I said it.
You know I like roses. Boy, shut up.
She gonna lie to you. She doing what she's supposed to do.
Well, she always say she like flowers.
Yeah,
I don't know why she said edible arrangement.
Well, no, I thought it was like, what would you get him? What would you get her?
Yeah, I want edible arrangements.
Yeah, because we already decided Valentine's Day is about us. So yes.
Right.
Oh, okay.
If it was up to me, we'd just throw the day away.
Oh, boy.
But it ain't up to me. So we're gonna go with her. This is about
roses,
her.
definitely.
Don't give me nothing.
Okay. I'll go next. So I am a huge flower person. Like whenever my flowers die, I'm immediately like replacing the flowers all day.
Edible arrangement. I'm greedy.
I really want both. I'm not gonna hold you, but I would go with roses, preferably long stem, not them short ones because I'm tall. So yeah, come long and yeah.
Well, nowadays I feel like you can get edible arrangements a little bit cheaper than roses.
Facts. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all should start going with edible arrangements.
Boy, shut up.
No, why you gonna get something lower than what you gonna give your wife? We want roses too. What you mean?
No, it's good, but they cost a little bit more now.
We worth it.
Wegmans got a good deal.
Here's the trick. Here's the hack. Go to Trader Joe's. They got flowers for cheap.
But I want them long stem, and yeah. So I don't care where you get them from, but they better be long.
You so particular. Now they ought to be all long. Girl.
Yeah, I want long stems, or I want the forever flowers. For real, I can't wait to get to that level. I want
the camera right here. I ain't want to face that.
Put me in there.
Next, this or that.
All right, guys. Sorry, we on a patio, so we're trying to get our camera together.
Okay, you're fine. We can still see.
So for Valentine's Day, dinner reservations or cook at home?
Dinner reservations. But we cooked at home this year. But normally we do dinner reservations.
Yeah.
Okay. And normally I'm late on the reservation.
He's
so
always late.
We got to find one of them spots that's still available.
He's always late.
I am going with the classic cook at home canned Alfredo. No, I'm just joking.
Zach, you can't even make it from scratch.
The
Oh,
bomb chicken Alfredo with the can with the red label. No, I'm just joking.
I wish I had something to hold
I
it.
want to dress up and I want to go out. Like Mia said earlier, I really don't feel like if it's not Valentine's Day, if we don't go out.
There we go.
So I want to go out to dinner.
I would say stay at home just because I get so annoyed with the hustle and bustle and the packed restaurants on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Definitely.
Definitely.
But
And it's
only
overpriced.
one of us can cook something good. I feel like he should cook for me.
and that's what I was about to say. We could stay home and cook at home if it's a chef coming. I
Uh-oh.
don't
Right.
want to cook.
Treese, you don't want to cook and you don't want to get him a gift. We
Yeah,
gonna talk
like,
to you
no,
backstage.
You gotta pick a struggle.
But what if the man cook like a chef?
If he wanted
Yeah,
to
he
be
could cook
chef
for
that
me.
night, I don't want it to be a we thing. You know what I mean? Like I want to chill. I don't want to cook. I don't want to clean up after. I want it to be all about me. And so if the cooking at home requires the dishes and I gotta help be a sous chef, I'm all set.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I
Okay,
can
the
cook.
last this or that is going to be, you saw all the stars posting what they got each other, even from jail and so on and so on. So are you expecting to get a post or not? Post or not post on Valentine's Day? Treese?
We could just keep the same order. You guys could go first.
Okay.
I know he gonna post me.
I know that's
Did you
right.
post him? Did you post him?
I gave him a little cheesy post this year, but we like a social media couple, so it's like, we don't need to be cheesy on Valentine's. Like, I don't know. I just didn't go.
Right, I gave her a cheesy post
He
this year.
definitely gave me a cheesy
'Cause
post.
I normally show my love like throughout the year. So that's why like she really liked Valentine's Day though.
I do.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. But yeah, I know she be looking for a post, so I'm gonna post something.
Okay.
Even if it's cheesy.
I am definitely still kicked off of Facebook, but I still expected the post to have a whole attitude when I didn't get one.
You in jail?
Huh?
You in Facebook jail?
Somebody like
over.
stole my identity or something, and I gotta prove I'm really me. And it's like so much back and forth with Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like over them right now.
Yeah.
So
I feel like don't post me. Maybe I'm just still traumatized from previous people who posted me and it was embarrassment. So when I get me a good guy, he could post me. It's cool. But
I got another comment when we all finish.
okay.
I feel like post me once we married, but pre-marriage, I'm all set. I too sharing a little bit of trauma. So yeah, I don't need to post. I'm good. We know what it is. I ain't gonna hold y'all. The online content creator couples kind of give me the ick. Like when it be all very staged and so don't post me. I'm good. I'm all set.
Right. That was kind of part of my comment. Because I've seen a lot of people who post, but it was almost like fake because they only posted on Valentine's. So, and I was like, I really didn't want to post her yesterday, but I threw something real cheesy. Look, I put the little eye roll and everything in my
Yeah, he
post.
did.
I was like,
He
because
did.
it basically let them know I'm just posting because.
I don't want to hear her damn mouth.
She made me post it, so I'm rolling my eyes, but I do love her for real. But
Right.
I'm even gonna put this shit
Right.
on here for y'all.
I can let him out the doghouse a little bit.
Yes, you can. Yes.
All right, maybe.
I think it just goes to knowing who you're with, like you know that's her day, that's one of the holidays.
Right.
So I want to make her happy.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And that is key.
All right, well that was this or that. So, elders, how long have you guys been together? And tell us, how did you meet?
So we've been together about 4.5 years. We actually met through a mutual friend originally. He had a friend and I knew his friend and we met, but we never thought nothing was gonna hit it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we met up again in the club Like I used to always hang out in the clubs here, like, but I was always by myself. So I was, let me say this. I was a boss by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Talk your shit.
So he would always see me in my own little section, you know, doing my own thing. And then one night, him and his brother came in the club, was like, "Yo, can we sit in your section?" Like,
Oh man.
See, don't do him like that. He already don't like how the story going.
So that's really what kind of happened though.
yeah,
The club was packed, but where she was sitting in the section she was in wasn't too many people. So I knew I could sit up there because I knew her. So I had to ask her, could my brother come up here too?
and then after that night, we just hit it
So
up.
after that night, she got in my DM.
Okay, shoot your shot.
Because I at the time I was a school teacher, so she
Yeah.
was like, "What's up, school teacher? How you doing?" I was like, "Oh, she in a nigga DM. Come on, it's over."
You was like, got her.
Yeah.
We love that.
Yeah,
Love that. That is so funny.
That is a good story. I like it.
Yes, we are here for that. We just had a show last week about shooting your shot, and I'm trying to get the ladies to do that a little bit more. And they always like on the fence. See, ladies, all you got to do is slide in with a cute little nickname.
yeah.
Well, next month is March Madness. So me and Leah, we gonna shoot our shot.
That's right.
Yeah, go on, shoot your shot. I really shot my shot first, but she followed through.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's how I feel like it should happen.
I knew he liked me, so it was more like,
Right. She, but I wasn't gonna.
he wasn't gonna like push up on
I
me.
was just
don't
gonna
think.
call her beautiful every time I saw her.
Yeah.
How did you know that he liked you?
Well, one night, I seen him out again, right? And so that night he just kept telling me, like, "You're so pretty. You're so beautiful." Like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't hear that much. I'm like,
Right.
nigga, what? Like, you acting weird, bro. But he just kept saying it, like, man, you're really pretty. Like, you're like cool and all that. So that's when I knew, okay, let me pursue him. But I really knew he liked me on our first date. When I went to his crib, our first date was at his house. I went to his apartment and we was over there just drinking and chilling. He like, come to the crib, you know, that's when hookahs was
Hookah
big
just
in
started
here.
hitting,
Yeah. So we, he like, come smoke the hookah with me,
Hookah and chill.
So I'm like, oh, this nigga. But I ain't had nothing else to do that night. So I'm like, okay. So I went over there and we actually spent most of the time, we like was doing karaoke, like we was just really vibing. And then we started praying together. And at that time I was going through a lot of grief because I had lost my son. I was crying. I know he was looking like, wait, I just invited you over the first day. I didn't know this girl was like grieving, sad.
Yeah.
We were just listening to gospel. And at that moment, I just knew for a guy to meet a girl on the first date and like, man, she got a lot of baggage with her. And he, the next day, now don't get it wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you. He hit it the first day. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I was gonna ask you. I was gonna let you finish your cute story.
No, we definitely we had sex on the first night, but I told him that night. I said, hey, I know you probably don't call me tomorrow because you might think I'm easy, bro, and that's cool. I'm out here doing my thing too. I'm not trying to be a wife right now. I'm grieving too. So, but the next morning he called, he texted me that, and he was like, hey, beautiful. And I was like, oh shit. And then after that, we've been inseparable. Like
after that, she moved in.
I basically,
that's right.
I basically was at his house every day. His friends trying to kick me out. Like, girl, go home. Like, nope.
This is so cute. I love
it. I love it because y'all went through a whole lot on the first date. Being able to,
we did. Most people I don't think would have made it through because I think I poured a lot on him on the first date. Like, if anybody ever lost somebody or they ever grieved with somebody, they know mentally, sometimes you're like mentally, I shouldn't have been dating. I shouldn't even been talking to anybody. I was mentally just gone. But for him to embrace that and be like, hey, no, like, let's pray this together. Like, I'm your prayer partner and we gonna figure this out together. I got you. And then, we good. And then I remember another night we were in the club, and this was early on, like just talking. And I was drinking, and everybody just partying. I left the club, and he looking around like so next thing you know, he called my phone and I answered. He came to his apartment. I was there because I was always there. And he was like, man, I knew you was sad. But that was just a connection that we had. It was just immediate connection.
One of the things I want to ask you guys, just before we go to the next topic, because you did mention that you guys prayed together that first night, you were crying and all of that. My spiritual relationship is kind of different. Like, God's my homeboy or whatever. But I have heard some women say, like, they have conversations with God and they ask him, like, if this man or woman's supposed to be mine, me and God gonna come up with a password, or I'm gonna have this conversation with him and then see if whoever I'm with, if they say it, I know that's who I'm supposed to be with. Did you ever have any feeling or anything like that with him?
Well, like for me, I didn't think like that, right? So for me, before I started dating, or got into the dating field, I asked God to fix me, right? Mm-hmm. So I wasn't kind of looking for somebody that was more spiritual or religious. I just wanted somebody that understood that, like, I needed to do my own thing with God, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to push my own religion on somebody else. So with us, it was more or less just a sync type of thing, that we both loved God so much that we just immediately started praying together and started vibing and started pouring into each other's spirit. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't have a plan like, oh, hey, God, send me somebody that's going to pray with me. It was like, hey, God, fix me mentally, emotionally, of everything I've been through, so that I can just be open-minded to anybody in whatever they brought and however they brought it. Let me have an open mind to understanding. But I knew I didn't want to be with somebody that was unequally yoked with, as far as serving the same God.
Right.
So that was a big difference.
Because that was going to be my next question. You guys did a lot on the first date, crying together, praying together, doing hookah, drinking, having sex. So y'all kind of experienced a lot within that first date. So as y'all kept dating, like, were you just like checking off the boxes? Okay, he meets this for me. He meets that for me. This is like my whole person. Or was it just like this natural progression?
Well, for me, I would say, like, I didn't have a list. See, so again, when I finally got back into the dating field, I didn't have this list. I felt like for so long, we as women have a list of what we want this perfect man to be, or what we want God to send us. But that's nowhere near God's plans, right? So I went into it like, again, just whatever God you decide that you want for me, I'm open and available. You understand? And so I didn't have a list. I didn't care about, before my list was, I wanted him to be wealthy. I wanted him to drive this. I wanted him to have that. I wanted him to, be handy, but this time around, when I knew I was ready to settle down, I was like, you know what? Your list ain't work in the past. Right. Your list got you to meeting the wrong people. So you should just let God show you. And that's what he did. And when I opened up my mind, he sent me somebody kind of that was totally my opposite.
Okay.
But you just felt like it was right. It just felt right.
I knew it was right. Yeah, we knew it was right. I knew it was right. It was one of those things, like, I know that he was just a very good person. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not, people think I'm an extrovert, but I'm really an introvert. Like, I really don't like people like that. Like, I like to be by myself, to myself. I'm only really an extrovert, like, if I'm out in public, if I see you, I'm social, but I'm usually trying to be by myself.
Right.
He was the total opposite. So that's how I knew it was right. He kept me balanced. Mm-hmm. It was like, Mark, I hate people. It was like, Kay, you don't, so that's when I knew, like, okay, we meshed.
Okay. What about for you, Mark?
For me, we did do a lot on that first night. A whole lot. But the crazy part about it is, like, I was just coming out like a 7-year relationship. So
Oh
I
wow.
had told God that I don't even want to get married. I don't want nobody. Just let me have fun.
Mm.
So I wasn't looking for nobody. But the very first time I met her, we had conversations. It was like, oh man, she pretty cool. Like she can be like I vibe with her so tight. I was like, shoot, I want to see her again later on in life. So
Yeah.
then after the first night, normally, the word is, if you let them hit it on the first night, you might well call that a wrap. And that's normally, what I used to do back in
Yeah.
the gap. But like you say, we went through so much that first night, and I never knew until now. She thought, it was kind of overwhelming to me what she told me, because it was never overwhelming. I was sitting there listening, but I just took it in, and we prayed about it, and we moved on. But no, it wasn't never overwhelming. But I think it was more the vibe between us and how we matched. And
How long had you been single when you met her?
uh
Maybe 3 years, 4
two
years.
two or three,
Yeah.
maybe 2 years. I think it was like two.
Okay.
Okay.
So you had a
1 to 2. It may not 1 to 2 years, yeah.
okay.
So we're definitely like tonight's episode about Black love and healthy love, and we're against the struggle love and all of that. Like, do you guys do check-ins? And if you do, how often? Like, just check in with each other.
Well, see, for us, I guess it will be different because we have built businesses together.
Mhm.
So we have a trucking business that we're building. We own a landscaping company together. We have an event planning. We all we're working together nonstop, right?
Yeah.
So I guess for us it's not check-ins because it's like, nigga, did you take care of these clients? Did you close out these invoices? And he's like, hey, Kay, put this on the books. So we're always, and so that was one thing I was scared about because I'm a Scorpio, right? So I'm moody. Like I like you when I like you, and I don't when I don't.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
okay.
for him, he's just who he is who he is.
I'm a
But
Sagittarius. Tell
he's
them
a
what I am.
Sagittarius.
Tell them what
That
it
means
is.
a terrorist. Sagittarius are terrorists. Okay.
Yes. Listen, like
He's
you
a
gonna get what you gonna
Sagittarius.
get, but they mouth sometimes is
Child.
woo child.
So let me add on to the check-in thing. So I had to learn, like, because when I used to go out, I would go to one spot to the next, and she would get mad because I ain't told her where I was. But I had to learn it wasn't about checking in. It's about, nigga, if somebody called me and something happened to you, nigga, I don't want to look like a fool and I know where my husband at.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Like yeah.
nigga,
Like we check in, like if he's leaving the
like,
house, he'll say, hey babe, I'm going, here and there. Or if he's out with his friends and he's going to different spots, he'll send me a text and be like,
right.
hey, I'm about
But
to
it's
go to such and
basically to
such.
say I made it safely where I'm going, so
Right.
I'm here. I'll let you know when I'm on the way home.
Right. So
So
it's
you
not
won't look
more,
like a
yeah.
fool. Yeah.
It's
So
So
when
not
you
really
guys,
checking. It's having respect and boundaries for your relationship. And I think that's how we move. It's more or less, if you leave in the house, if something going on during the day, if we're apart honestly, if we're apart more than 2 hours, he'll text or call me or, text me. If he go out with his friends, let's say he leave the house at 10, he'll send me a text, you okay over there? Y'all, you need anything? No, but so that's what we definitely do.
Okay.
with doing business together, does that ever like cause friction in your relationship? Because, saying, oh, we checking about invoices and business stuff, does that ever hinder I don't want you to be my partner in business. I just want you to be my partner, like my life partner. I want to have that moment without the other part.
Well, for me, so originally, like my mindset still was so tormented from just life experiences. When we first started getting into business together, my mindset was I didn't really know if I wanted to work together. I knew I did, but I didn't know because it was more or less like, nigga, if you mess up, I'm leaving. So how do we split all this, right? That was like my mindset, like working together, right? Like I don't want to keep building and you mess up, because baby, and but the more I started trusting God's plan, right, the more I started understanding that it was okay. And so even when we working together, we have our different of opinions, but we allow. It's just like any job, right? You have your human resources and you have, so basically like how we split it is, I work the office, you work the field.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that happens within business, as far as the office part, as far as customers, as far as money, I deal with that. If there's anything that needs to be done with the field, the trucks, the equipment, he deals with.
So
And so,
basically, she the boss.
yes, I'm definitely the boss. I'm definitely the boss.
Hey, look, and we bicker and fight about stuff sometimes, but it's never a point where no, I don't want to work with you. No, it's nigga, we gonna figure it out. Like
Right.
I don't agree with that. Well, I don't agree with it. Well, here's my point of view. Here's your point of view. If we don't come to agreement, oh well, we can just go move on. We gonna do it. I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna do what she want,
He's gonna usually,
and
yeah.
and we gonna move on. I'm gonna get over it. I'm not a Scorpio, so I'm gonna get over it.
Right. I'm
So before
emotional.
we let you guys go, I know you're like out on a date and doing something. Just kind of give us and everyone some words of advice for people who are looking to get married that may be going through some adverse times in their relationship and how you guys, keep it tight together.
Well, I would definitely say like
That's
it's not there.
better.
Yeah, it ain't on there.
Yeah.
Yet. I would definitely say for me, I am very. How can I say this? I'm very,
Crazy.
very crazy. Yes, I'm very crazy. I'm definitely crazy, but I've learned how to compose my crazy to be a outstanding wife. And what that means is I've learned how to allow him to be a man, even when he's so in a relationship and marriage. I will say this is advice. Sometimes, even though you're right, you don't have to prove you're right. Even though you know what's better. Like a lot of times my husband will make decisions and I'm like, bro, this nigga is wrong. He fucking up our money, or he ain't making a bad decision or something. But I let him make that decision because as a man, he needs to do that. And that's just how we have to be sometimes. Just with, just in life in general, I let him make his decisions and I'll give my opinion on it and say how I feel. But once that is, I don't nag on it too much. It's like, you know what? I'm going to allow for you to make your mistake. And if it's not a mistake, it may work out. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what kind of worked for me is allowing him to sometimes just be his own man without my control.
Okay.
Right. And that question is like a whole podcast question. Yeah. And so a couple things is one is keep your friends out your business. And with that being said, a lot of times you go to your homegirls or even men go to their homeboys and tell them, I had a friend who got into it with his wife. Wife was doing some janky stuff. End up putting a bad taste in all his friends' mouth about his wife, but then he ended up staying with the wife. And now everybody looking at you crazy. If you got some, go find a therapist or somebody
that's what
that
we
you
did.
Can talk to.
We did counseling. Anything go on?
Your homegirl ain't your counselor.
No,
because you gonna marry, and that's number one advice is your homegirl ain't your counselor.
And keeping your marital business private. No matter people say this, but no matter what you're going through, God will take you through. And if not, then you go get you a therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Definitely get a therapist. When people say keep it private, I agree with keep it private, but I feel like if there are issues, if you can't work them out amongst yourself, you definitely need to get a third party. So whether that's
yes, I mean definitely a therapist.
Especially as a woman, and I've just known because she a woman, she gonna need somebody to talk to. Cause we still men and we still growing. So we put a lot on the woman.
Yeah.
And she needs somebody to talk to, and a lot of times she don't have that outlet. And so that's why we end up, getting a therapist, whatever you call them, people to talk to.
We've had therapists. So definitely invest into a therapist. If not, you will invest into divorce because therapy has saved our marriage a lot.
Yeah, and I have one more big thing to say that I forgot.
You forgive, but your friends don't forgive, and it just becomes a mess.
That's right. Friends don't forgive, so keep them out your business.
Right, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, and then I would say one more thing. What works in your marriage? Never do the 50-50 thing. It's not about what he brings or what you bring. It's what we bring. All money is our money, not your money, my money. We don't believe in like your account, my account. It's our account. The money comes out. It doesn't matter who's making more, who's got more, whatever it may be. That's how the bills get paid. That's us though.
And one more thing, don't put the man out. Put him in another room. Because
Exactly.
don't put him out to them streets.
If you put him in the streets,
Hey,
he's gonna get in the sheet.
He gonna get in the sheet.
Period.
I'm telling you.
Don't put the man out.
Listen, put that nigga in another room.
Go to the guest room.
Yeah.
Period.
For real.
This is all amazing advice. I really, really love it.
If my phone died, but okay, ladies, listen, I'm on 1%. I love y'all. We hope this works out for everybody. If anybody has any advice and they want to talk to the elders, y'all can find us on Facebook at the Mark and Kay Show on Instagram.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so
Bye,
much.
guys.
All right, good night, ladies.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Love
They
that
were
for them.
hilarious.
Yeah, I heard it here from, I'm definitely not with the 50-50 brigade, so I love that advice.
Listen, when she was saying put all the money in one account, I'm not gonna hold you. My chest started hurting. Like I literally was over here like, "Ooh, shit, that's a level of trust." I can't believe I need an asthma pump right
It's
now.
different, but I do feel like it's right. And you can't say 50-50 or 100-0, whatever, because at the end of the day, finances can always change. You can't go off of that. Like what you have today, you might get laid off and you don't have no money tomorrow. So you can't base your relationship off of that.
Mia, what about a joint and then two separate?
Listen, let me tell you something that my big mama taught me, and I ain't gonna never waver on. We could put it all in one account, but it's gonna be some money that's just in my account that you are not gonna know about. But I got us. That's just because I'm always be able to save us. Okay, like don't trip. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm here for that. Like you should always have a little, but I got us. We got us.
Maggie, put a little in the purse. That's all. I stand on that. Hope taught me a long time ago. So yeah, that's how we doing it. But we are going to bring to the stage our next lovely couple, the Murrays.
Hello, Murrays. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Can you hear us? Oh, there you go. You were on mute.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. Welcome.
Hello there.
How
Thank
was
you guys
your
for
Valentine's
coming
Day?
It was actually pretty good, man. We got to spend a lot of time together. We're actually gonna have like a part 2 of our Valentine's Day on Friday. The kids gonna be with the grandparents, so we're gonna do a day date.
It's time to get
A lot going on
nasty.
around here right now, so we had to make some adjustments. But other than that, we'll make it work.
Oh yeah, when the kids are away, the parents get the play.
I'll be waiting to get rid of my kids. I love them to get your ass out of here.
Yeah, that's very important. Got to get that alone time in. How many kids do you guys have?
We have 2 sons. We got a 12-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Nice. Okay.
Big jump.
Yeah, that was it. Ooh.
Man,
I started over.
Yeah, don't recommend it. Don't recommend
it. Very ghetto. Highly do not recommend,
right? Okay. How did the two of you guys meet? How long you been together?
Okay. So we met in August of 2009, and I slid in her DM before there was a such thing as sliding in somebody's DM on Facebook.
Ooh, the original DM slider. Okay.
Yo.
Well, you should tell how first, like 2 years before
Okay. So 2 years prior to that, we kind of met in public, and we knew some mutual friends, but we didn't know each other, and we just, didn't link up. But I seen her on Facebook. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to holler. I'm about to see what time it is with her and all that. I'm gonna see what's up. So I got in her inbox. She was like, "Yeah, you come over." It's like, all right.
Well, those states is where we find the love and the marriage at. I'm seeing.
Oh man. I'm not gonna lie though. When I met her in August of 2009, and my mother-in-law is on here. I don't know if my siblings is on here, but when I met her, I wasn't shit. I was a pussy crook. I ain't care about nothing. I was just out here. But when I met her, I was like, yo, man, there's something different about this girl, man. I like her. I like this girl. Like, I really like her.
It made you not want to be like that.
Yeah, and I had to learn how to be a good man and all that. She taught me how to be a good man and all that. I wasn't perfect when we first started, but I learned how to be a good man on the job. And sometimes that's what it takes is some experience. So she To this day, she hates my guts to the fact that I set her up to meet my parents. So
heavy on the setup.
No. Let's start from the beginning. So me and her had been dating for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I was like, you know what? Go ahead and get the oven. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to let her meet my parents, but I'm not gonna tell her that. And my parents, they was old school and they was old, so they could see through all the bullshit. So
Right.
all right, I'm coming over. I'm gonna take you on a date, like we always do. So I brought her over to my parents' house. So we sitting in the kitchen, we shooting the shit. And I was like, I'm gonna go on the porch for a little while, but I didn't tell her that. I was like, I'll be right back. I left in the room with my parents for 30 minutes just to see how she handled herself. So then after them 30 minutes, I came back and I was like, all right, we about to leave, Mom and Dad. I'll see you later. He's like, all right, I'll see you later, son, and all that. So I took her back to her apartment and I came back to the house and I was like, so what y'all think? They both gave me the thumbs up. I was like, all right, so I'm about to go by.
You did that to her after 3 to 4 weeks of dating?
That's what I'm like, 3 to 4 weeks meeting the parents. Ooh, child.
I wanted her.
This is how he said it. Oh, I gotta stop by my house real quick for something. And I'm like, okay, thinking I'm gonna wait in the car because
right.
We've only been together for a few weeks. I don't think we have to meet the parent stage.
Right.
He's like, nah, you can come in. You can come in. So I'm like, okay, maybe his parents ain't home, or he said they old, maybe in the bed. I don't know. And then I walk in. He's like, oh, my mom and dad in the kitchen. Let me bring you in to say hello. So I'm like, okay.
I did that because I knew my parents, like I said, they old school. They can see through the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like they know when a woman full of shit, and when they really like, okay, this who you need to be going after. When they gave me that thumbs up, I was all in after that, and here we are, 14 years later. We done been through everything, life and death, up and downs, with some money, a lot of money, no money. We done been through everything together.
Right.
Here we are.
Speaking of going through everything, can you tell us about a tough time and how you guys were able to pull through it? Because 14 years is definitely a long time, and congratulations to you guys for that. But can you tell us about a moment of adversity in your relationship that you were able to push through?
Yeah, actually within the last 4 years. So I lost both my parents in the last 4 years. I lost my father on January 2nd, 2019. And then the following year, I lost my mother on December 27th on my birthday.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so, I went through a rough time. I turned to drinking for a little while. I was in a bad spot. My wife got me through that. And every day I remind her, I'm like, this is why I picked you.
Yeah, the
I
love
knew
of
what I
the right woman.
Yeah, I fell in love with the right woman. This woman right here has been by my side. This is the best decision I've ever made. That's why when you be seeing me on Facebook always preaching black love, companionship, like, yo, man, God did not put us here to be by ourselves. He didn't. He didn't. The money ain't never. If Bill and Melinda Gates couldn't stay together because the money ain't never gonna keep none of us broke ass niggas. I'm happy. It's not. It's not. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Like you need a companion. You need even if it's just a friend. Like y'all 3 friends. Would this be Glow Gang if y'all wasn't friends?
Right.
No.
Companions in this world. No, that's what it is. This is my life companion. God put her here for me. So I'm trying to make sure that I do the best thing I can do to keep her next to me and all that. I want to see this through. If I do anything right, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna do right by her.
Yeah. How do y'all check-ins with each other, like with the, life and kids and all of that? How do y'all check-ins?
So I think it's like a combination of things, right? Sometimes we might be, after we get the kids in the bed, just like, what's been going on with you? And just kind of spark up a conversation around, what's happening in each other's worlds. And then sometimes it might be like, I'm in my throes of doing things. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm very ambitious. I do a lot of different things with work and my business. And then he might be like, look, I'm seeing XYZ. And I want to bring it up. I want to talk to you about this. We may be, sitting having a drink or something, and he'll just be like, I'm noticing this, and I'm wondering about how that's impacting us and the family. And then we will, spark a conversation from there on what he's noticing. Because sometimes it takes that other person to bring up like what you're seeing, especially if you're so tunnel focused on what you got in front of you or where you're headed towards. I run a private practice. I'm the program director at a brand new program. I do a lot of other things on the side as well. And so sometimes I'm so focused on juggling all of those pieces. And then he'll be like, look, I'm noticing that you seem to be preoccupied when you're at home. And I'm wondering, what's happening outside of home and how that's impacting us. And then we talk about it, right? And
how often do you feel like you guys have like these talks?
Yeah, I mean, it's not always easy. Sometimes it's tough conversations. Like, dang, I wasn't thinking about it in that way, but now that you've brought it to me in that way, I need to reflect on like how what I'm doing is impacting us, and vice versa. Like he mentioned, especially the time around losing his parents and how he was like, coping and drinking too much, trying to just kind of figure out how to make sense of his world without his mom and dad here. And I had to be like, listen, I understand that you're going through something and you're trying to figure this out, but let me tell you how this is impacting me and your kids.
Was it hard for you to have that conversation with him?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was hard to hear it too. It was I felt like I let her down, even though, people grieve differently. I felt like I was letting her down, and it was like, okay, you know what? You can't do anything about this. You can't change it. You need to snap out of this. Like your family needs you, and your mom and dad wouldn't want this for you. So snap out of it, dude.
Right.
Like, all right, so slowly but surely, I'm getting it back together and all that. It's different because I was born into a village, and that's all I've ever known, and that's hard to be like. What they was the matriarch or patriarch of my family, so it was like I don't know anything outside of that. So now he's divided. It's like how do I put the pieces together when I don't have the village anymore? So it's like I have my own village, but it's like, yo, you got to have more than just your wife and your kids. That's not enough. You gotta have your friends. You gotta have people that's outside of you. Like those are different dynamics of your relationship. It ain't just about just me and her against the world. No, it's a big world. We need.
Do you guys also see a therapist? The last couple talked about how therapy helps and has helped save their marriage. Do you guys believe that therapy is a good tool to use to keep the longevity of your marriage?
To be honest, this is my therapist.
That is not true.
This is my therapist.
Like, don't put that on me. Get somebody else to do it.
No, I'm not.
What she does and all that. It's like, yo, we really are total opposites, but she is my therapist. Like, we really do talk. Even if sometimes she don't want to hear it, she know, I know when she's right and she knows when I'm right, and I know how to admit when I'm wrong and when I'm right, and all. And just like you said with the other couple, now sometimes you don't have to say you're right. Sometimes you just have to be like, okay, you know what? I know I'm right, but don't say that. Just let time pass and all that, and she'll see or he'll see.
Yeah.
Right.
I think one of the biggest differences is that, like, so I'm a therapist by trade, right? So I have to sometimes stop myself from looking at our situation as like, okay, how would I handle this as a therapist? And I have to be like, how am I going to handle this as his partner, right? And how can I look at from his perspective of what I'm doing that might be influencing or impacting this situation, right? Because nobody is perfect. I make mistakes. He makes mistakes. We make mistakes together. And so it's just really a matter of being open-minded and having open communication and being able to call each other out when something is awry, right? Because that's going to trickle down to, how we interact with everybody, our kids included. And so we need to be able to call each other out when necessary.
People can tell too, like when a couple ain't they can pretend like they cool and all that, but people can tell like y'all on bad terms and all that. And it's like, nah, man, like it's unsettled shit you got going on with y'all. They can see it, they can feel it. They see y'all, they're like, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, we've been together for 14 years, so we passed a 7-year itch and kissing all over each other and all that nonsense. Like, nah, they kind of you over here and she over there and all, like, nah, these niggas beefing right now, like, nah.
Yeah.
You feel that from a mile away. So it's like we try to make sure that we don't take nothing into public and all, and we try to handle our businesses internally before we even go out in public with that. You know,
Okay.
we don't like each other all the time, but we love each other every day.
Yeah, that was one of my questions. Like, of course, you're not always gonna be lovey-dovey and everything. How do you get past those times when you're like, yeah, I don't really like you right now?
I think time and space is important.
Really, you know,
right?
that's
You got
the
to
cool
allow
part.
people to go through those feelings. Like, I might be mad, and you need to let me have that. And when I'm ready to talk about it, then I will. You can't force somebody to talk about something if they're not in the space to do so. And just like when he's mad, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna let you stay down here and play your game, and I'm gonna go over here and do this because I could tell that even if I tried to broach having a conversation with you, it's gonna go left, and you ain't gonna be able to hear anything of what I'm saying, right? And delivery is also important. Your message could be 100% correct, but if your delivery is wrong, it's gonna be missed, right? And I tell him that a lot too. Like when he will be giving me feedback on something, and the way he delivers it, I'm like, I can't hear what you're saying because all I'm hearing is how it's coming out.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not, I'm not feeling how it's coming out. So maybe we need to take a minute and take a beat and then come back to this later. Because at this point, it ain't working. The way we communicate right now ain't working. And so we kind of, go do our own things for a little bit. He, like I said, might be playing the game, watching TV, whatever. I might be in, have a little she shed room. I don't know. I created a bedroom to be a walk-in closet, but then I put in a TV, a day bed, a wine fridge, a microwave. So I hide from my family in there.
That's cute.
I go in my room and have my time and space. He goes in his man cave, has his time and space. And then when we're both like level-headed and able to make sure our delivery is right, then we come back together and talk through whatever it might be going on.
Okay. See, you sometimes you need to leave each other the fuck alone.
Absolutely.
I think that was one of my problems. I'd be like, let's talk about it now.
Absolutely.
Definitely got to learn to let that just rock out for a minute. So before we let you guys go, is there like one token piece of advice you wish somebody would have told y'all before you got married or at the beginning, or something that you can share with people who are looking to get married and want the 14 years in?
Try not to go to bed mad if you can help it. Like the elders say, keep people out your fucking business. And that includes your siblings, your mom, your dad. I don't care how close you are. Like they said, you'll forgive them, but they won't. And you got to face those people, especially if you're going to stay around. Don't be sitting up here telling your brothers and sisters and your cousins and your aunts and uncles all this shit about your significant other, because every time they come around, they think about that shit. Even if she forgave you, even if I forgave her, don't be doing that shit. Don't set yourself up for failure. Because they'll be all up in her ear, like, you should left that nigga a long time ago. You should left that bitch a long time ago. All that. Like, they will be up in your business. If you got children, stay close to your kids. This is a partnership. The money ain't gonna keep you happy. It's not. You got to find something outside the money that keeps you happy. And never stop dating. Go on dates. Keep going on dates. Even it don't matter if you've been together for 50 years. Keep going on dates and all that. Keep acting like it's new. Don't get comfortable. Because the second you get comfortable, you're gonna be in trouble.
That's very good advice.
Good advice. Good advice.
And I would just add that, recognize that marriage and, relationships, period, are work, right? And if anything is worth having or worth doing, you got to work at it. And that includes marriage. And it's not going to always be easy. There's going to be days, like you said, where I cannot stand him. Like, I do not even like looking at your face right now. But as long as you can still, at the end of the day, be like, but I still love you. I'm mad as hell at you for what you did or what you said, but I still love you. Just kind of keeping that in the forefront and recognize that everybody is entitled to feel the way they want to feel. Never tell your person that, or your partner, if they tell you how they feel about something, never tell them that they are wrong. Because you cannot dictate how somebody else feels about an interaction. So you just need to own that. If they tell you you hurt my feelings when you said XYZ, own that's how you made that person feel.
This is the hardest job on earth. If you ain't built for this shit, don't fuck with it.
Well, geez, drop the mic on that one.
Really? Word.
It is what it is. If you ain't built for this shit, don't fuck with it.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming on. Do you want to drop any socials where they can find you? Any your
Shout out any businesses?
You go first.
No, you go first, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm a financial coach. I'm a division leader for Primerica. You can find me at primerica.com/Will Murray. We do life insurance and investments. We help people make money, save money, and get out of debt. I know my people is on right now, so I'm putting it up for y'all. We run a DJ service. We run a tax service. We also run private practice. Quite a few things over here, man. We got a little bit going on over here.
Yeah. So I'm a licensed therapist in providing services to Black and Brown faces, and I can be reached on Murray's Consultation Services .com, or you can find me on Facebook, Murray's Consultation Services.
Thank you very much, Murray's. Have a great night.
Take care, guys. Enjoy your day.
Bye, guys. Good night. This is so beautiful, guys.
Black love.
I'm ready to find love.
Yes, me too.
I have a business with somebody. Aww.
Y'all gotta shoot your shot.
I'm gonna definitely hop in somebody DMs like, "What up, though? You ready to start this business and love life with me? Like, what you doing?"
All right, that was a lot. Like,
I do too much. Whoever I get with gonna have to be able to handle too much, because that's how I'm coming every time around.
And they're gonna love you just for that. They are.
Exactly. I can't simmer it down. You got to be able to get on board. So yeah.
All right. Well, let's bring on our last couple of the evening, the Morrises.
Welcome.
Doing.
Hello.
Hey guys, welcome to the Glow Gang.
Glad to be here.
Yes.
So we've been asking all of our guests, how was their Valentine's Day?
It was good. It was pretty chill and laid back. I actually went with a girlfriend out during the daytime, and then the rest of the evening I was just at home. So it was pretty chill.
But she was at home with me.
Get it right, though. Get it right. We did do something together.
Yeah.
And then my sister-in-law, she took all the kids out, and so we had some me time with ourselves.
Okay, nice. So you got had a babysitter. Okay.
We don't really need that.
Yeah.
These kids is grown and big, but they did leave and go with their aunt for dinner. So yeah, it helped.
Okay, I'm sorry. Something was going on with my computer. All right. So how long have you guys been married, and how did you guys meet?
Well, we've been married. October will be 3 years.
Okay.
And we dated May 2016, and she can finish the rest.
That was it. we met in 2016 at the church. So, well, I started going to this church in Indianapolis, and he was the pastor's armor bearer. And I'm actually was not like a church goer, but I had started going to this church, and I just noticed him from always being with the pastor. So one day I had an insurance conference at the church for a Women's Day conference they were having, and he was there as well. And I was just like asking my cousin, like, is he single? Because he's always by himself. I never see him with a woman. And my cousin was just like telling me a little bit about him. And long story short, as I was continuing to go to this church, I started getting more friend requests from the people that go to the church. Or I would see like people you may know from the church pop up in my feed or whatever. So Lee popped up in my people you may know, and I sent the friend request just because he was a familiar face I saw at the church. And from there, he started DMing me from the friend requests.
Okay, that's where it's at. DMs.
DM love. Okay, another DM love story.
Literally. So we hadn't spoke in person at the church. I just would always see him at the church, but we didn't actually start like conversing first. We started through DMs. So once we started talking, we officially met in person one day at church. Like, hey, by the way, I'm such and such, after we had already been talking.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so you guys have some years under your belt and some experiences. How do the two of you check in with each other?
How do we check in with each other?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just talk to him all the time. I probably do more talking and communicating.
Yeah, she's very she expresses herself very well.
Are you a Cancer? Are you a Cancer?
Yes, she is.
You already knew
this.
How did you know that?
How did you know?
I felt the energy.
That's so funny.
Very much so, through and through. And he's an Aries, so we're like night and day, honestly.
And also, I mean, I like to throw this part in there because to say that how I was molded. I mean, I'm from down south Florida, and
I'm from the Midwest,
and I did
different.
30 years in the military.
Okay.
And a lot of times when you have spent 30 years in the military and basically you're a leader, after you're done with the military, you don't want to lead.
Yeah.
You want to just say, hey, well, let me just take my boots off and let me just float on, right into the sunset. But, still, I still have life and good health because of her. And I want to continue to do a few other things.
So I have a question. When it comes to like having your checkoffs of what you're looking for in your partner, how important do you feel that is? Like, do you feel like you guys had a checkoff list of what you're looking for in someone? Do you feel like your partner meets all of those boxes?
I probably somewhat had like a list, but not. I don't know. I had that list prior to meeting Lee because me, like when I met him, I had just had my third child and she was 1. She was a baby pretty much. And the children are all by someone else. So my husband has not fathered any of my children. So for me, I had went through that whole single mother life of being tired of dealing with the wrong kind. So I actually isolated myself literally from society and the world at home for like 9 months straight, literally at home with an iPhone 4S on internet that's my only like connection to the world. So like I needed to get back to a very good mental space before I even started dating again. What happened was my cousin thought I was in like this bad place in life to where she kept begging me to come to this church. That's really why I ended up going there in the first place.
Okay.
Because I actually grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. So I'm not a church goer. So when I started going, it was just kind of like me giving in to her and like, okay, I'll come. So when I started going and I really liked it, I still had in my mind like a mental note of who the next type of man I would want to be, but wasn't looking really per se. Because again, I had a 1-year-old. I have 3 kids. I'm thinking, I low-key thought I was doomed for love or a good quality man because but it was literally by way of me having the children that caught his eye. Because when we were in church one day, my sister like joined the church, and I kind of just go up there to the in the front of the church for support. And I had my baby or my daughter, and Lee was like, I noticed you for the first time when you was walking up in front of the church with your daughter on your hip. And I think that's when he first noticed me. But my checklist for him, he met almost all of them. I don't think anybody really can meet all the check boxes, but more so just a man that would be of good Christian moral values, a hard worker, has respect in him to treat women of a certain caliber. Because like for me, I felt like the guys I have been dealing with was not treating women the way they should be treated, period, regardless of who they are. They just weren't good people. But he was the total opposite of all of that. So for me, it was like the first time in life actually feeling I had a good quality man.
Okay. And so when I originally asked you, about coming on to the podcast, and I'm not sure, maybe something like this happened before you guys got married or after, where you felt like, you got into a rough spot where you felt like you guys weren't going to make it. Like, how did you pull yourselves out of that? And like, what happened?
Well, it's all about commitment. And, you take two people that may be different in several ways, and knowing that there's going to be conflict. And I think ultimately, there are different ways to handle conflict. You can compromise, you can compete, you can collaborate, and you could, there's like two others, but you could do all of that. So you just have to, the bottom line is you got to push through it. Mm-hmm. So however that person is, the other person is, whether it's, again, I don't want to say competition, but whether it's collaboration or compromising, push through it and keep it going. Because, again, earlier I heard the other couple say that, yeah, you're going to go through some things. You're going to go through some things. So guess what? You got to understand your vows, and you got to make sure that this circle right here is not broken. And you can't let too many people in that circle. If you let too many people in that circle, you're going to get opinions from everybody, but try and work it out yourself.
So how do you push through? Like, what's one piece of advice to kind of push through those hard times? Did you guys too use a therapist, or was it just prayer?
So we actually did have a therapist at first when we were in Indiana, and that was more so when we first got married. But now we're in Georgia, haven't really had any therapists here, although we're looking for one right now. To be honest, for me, I think it is mainly the commitment part of the vows you took. And to like children being in the mix definitely will help in that commitment and you trying to do what's best for everybody. Because for me, for the children, but we do need more, honestly. Like, we need a counselor right now. We need prayer. We need every damn thing, really, to be honest. Because for me, I'm a newlywed. I've never been married before. My husband has been married before. He was married 27 years before.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Me at all. And we do have a big age difference, and it's a lot of different things that we have to work through. And because it is just the second year, I still feel that newlywed jitters or whatever, like where you're still trying to figure things out. But again, I kind of look and turn to Lee to be the leader a lot of the times. But again, you guys heard him say, like, after doing 30 years in the military, he don't want to really
do the work.
eat as much, but I need you to, because I was leading my house by myself for all these years prior to marriage. So I don't want to do it no more either. So we kind of are trying to work through those things in a sense. But we're still trying to get to all the resources we need to be even more happy, to answer the question.
Yeah. Would you believe, like, I believe that you, because relationships, like we said earlier, like sometimes love is just not enough. Some of the other couples were saying how, you know, this is one of the hardest jobs. But do you agree that you really have to choose each other every day? Like you just wake up and you make the conscious decision to choose each other.
Yeah, that's it. That's totally it. Like, because you're going to be like days where you're like, why did I do this? How did I end up here? Like, I can't do this no more. But like, you really have to just tell yourself, no matter what's going on or how bad it get, that you're just going to choose to stay and work it out regardless. Now, I don't know, because I'm, like I said, I'm still new to, I don't know if that ever gets to a point where, like, even through all that, I still can't. I don't, you know what I mean? So I think it's just, for me, choosing to stay and be committed and to show the kids stability and what it looks like to be with a person and live and coincide peacefully. That's the goal.
Nice.
And especially with your daughter being so young when you guys met, she's getting to see that, grow up in that, and seeing, you know, her mom being loved and being married is a good example for her.
And you know, for sure, I'm willing to do a DNA test.
Oh my God. He thinks he thinks she's really his.
You think you put that baby in her before you even met her, because that was ordained for y'all, huh?
So
God did that for you. God did.
That's what I said. Like, it happened was so crazy. Like, it's weird because they really have some of the same mannerisms, some of the, like, a lot of similarities, and she's really not biologically his, but you can tell that. So I really feel like the surrogate just gave me the baby just to have it with the next person.
Yes, I love that. Before we let you guys go, we're definitely all about Black love, love in general. Do you have any advice you would like to give anyone just listening or watching? Couple advice, marriage advice, any type of advice?
Yeah, well, hers gonna be long, but short. Just accept people as they are and understand what you're getting into. At the same time, keep things moving. Keep it moving. Don't. And I'm gonna give you guys a few little secrets. I'm an alpha. My fraternity is alpha. It's one thing that they teach us: don't take steps backwards. Keep going forward.
Right. So don't dwell on the past.
You gotta keep it pushing.
But you can learn from the past. I mean, again, look at war. We study wars. We study what not to do. We're going to have conflict, but guess what? Don't do the same things over and over. You know, make sure you're progressing in what you do.
I feel like one of the things I learned is that you definitely have to consider another person. Like, you have to run everything by them. Communication to me is definitely key. I'm very good on communicating, probably too much of what I think and feel. But I'm learning that I can't even always say everything I feel to him, because it's kind of like you have to take in consideration how you're going to feel. But that's the number one thing for me, because I didn't have to run anything by anybody for so many years. Like, right. Before I got married, I was 38 or 37. And when you get to that age, you're almost 40, and your first child is grown and you've already done this thing for a while by yourself, like it's such an adjustment to me. But I am one of those people who's subservient. Like I serve him, like, and I serve my house. That's just natural for me. But the whole like remembering to, communicate everything or run things by him first, or try not to sell too much of my business to people that I want to talk to, because naturally I just want to vent and talk. And a lot of times you can't do that when you're married.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still a learning. It's still a lot to learn, and I'm still in progress with that.
And I would say this right here. Not saying I've been all over the place, but
You have.
no woman has loved me the way she has.
I know that's right. You better shout your woman out.
Yes.
Good way to end it. And I do want to shout out our last couple. She is a therapist, so if you want to connect with them, maybe she can, be your therapist, because I know you mentioned you are looking for a new one. I am a big therapy advocate over here, so hopefully you guys find that. But thank you so much for sharing your story, and we hope to check back in with y'all in a few years and see how y'all push through.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Good night. I am very inspired by tonight's Talk Love.
Yes.
I gotta
This
get
is so
some
good.
prospects to hop in some DMs, because I think that's the way to go. The DMs.
DM love is definitely leading
DM
to
love.
some marriages.
I mean, that every couple on here started pretty much from the DM, or they met in real life, but then it continued in the DMs. So
Right.
yeah, I'm about to open my DMs up
I'm here for it.
in like 3 months. And although I had a failed marriage, and I hate to say failed marriage because there were many
It
great
just didn't
marriages.
work out.
Right. But I mean, I'm going to use the word fail for lack of better terms. I do think it's important when you're in a marriage or in a relationship to kind of have other like-minded people, meaning other people who are in relationships and are in marriages, because it's
Right.
kind of like a common ground. If everybody else around you is single, they can't relate. So even if you are trying to share, if you are trying to do stuff, I remember I got married so young. So it's like, yeah, I'm locked down. Y'all like, yo, let's go out of town on a girls trip. You know what I mean? So it's kind
Right.
of, it was different places that we were in life. And I feel like it may have been, I don't think that would have changed me staying in my marriage, but I think some of the issues that we experienced may not have happened if I was around more married couples. So I think that's a piece of advice to throw out there.
All good stuff. All good stuff. All great stuff. I loved it so much.
Okay.
We do have a business shout out, right, Treese?
Oh yeah, our Black business.
Yes. This episode this week is sponsored by Bobo's in Rochester, New York.
Joseph Avenue. Somebody go get me some Bobos. I think I deserve that this week.
I'm sad. I could go, mail me some bubbles. I could go for that cornbread, right?
I was about to say with extra cornbread.
With that famous cornbread. Yes, if you in Rochester, if you visit in Rochester, you need to stop at Bobo's at 532 Joseph Avenue. The food is like that.
It's definitely giving. And if you would like your Black business highlighted during one of our episodes, make sure you hit up Latrice Slade or our email, send a Cash App, and boom, you got your ad. You're going to be out there. We're going to send the people to you. And if you want to give them a code to get a discount, you can do that as well. All right, y'all want to do y'all song? What's heavy on your playlist?
Heavy on my playlist?
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't really been listening to too much. Let me check my history, see what's good.
All right. So what's heavy on my playlist is going to be Dave East.
Good night. You can't even name a Dave East song. Get out of here.
Dave East for the win. Check Bay out.
Goodbye. So we're going to talk about what's heavy on my playlist. It's still SZA, between SZA and Nas, because I definitely been pumping my Nas lately too. But SZA is still heavy in rotation. Murray said also, Will Murray, one of our guests, said also hit him up for life insurance and investments. That was a black business. The Morrises said hit them up for Morris Hospitality. Since they were guests on the show, they don't got to pay for the ad. But if y'all want to ad, you definitely gonna have to pay. You heard me. Okay, Treese, did you figure out what's in your history?
Yeah, I've been on that Ball Greasley again. I just love him so much. Oh my god.
Oh goodness.
You so ratchet. All right.
He's not ratchet. He's just nasty. It's the difference.
Okay. All right.
Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Follow the Girl Talk Pod page on TikTok. I think it's a couple TikToks up there. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Girl Talk Pod. Follow me, the #1 Mia on Instagram, and Mia the Stallion on Twitter.
All right. If you guys are tuning in later on after the fact, you can add me on Facebook, Latrice Slade, to watch us go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram, Glow Gang OG, or Trio585 on Snapchat.
All right. Make sure y'all check out our YouTube page as well. Subscribe, share, like, all of that jazz. I am on Instagram at ShaniceL.W and Snapchat where y'all can hear my vocals. Whoever in the mood. Shake It Fast 007. And you know we love y'all for loving us. And we'll see you next week.
Oh, we out.
Mic check 1, mic check 2. Is this mic on? Yeah, it's the one and only, your girl's favorite, DJ